Hello everyone, Lina here. Thanks for joining me today. Today we're going to create an art journal creating this beautiful background. I am going to start using my beautiful new square art journal that is 6 by 6, and I'm using this masking tape all over my page to create a white frame all around my art journal page. For the very first base layer, I'm going to smoosh vintage photo ink pad on my glass mat, and then I'm gonna sprinkle with a little bit of water, and I'm gonna flip my art journal and smoosh it against the glass mat, lifting some of the ink on my page. Then I'm going to use Salty Ocean Distress ink pad to do the exact same thing, sprinkle with water, and again flip my art journal and smoosh it against the glass mat. It will lift random spots from my ink, diluted ink that's on my glass mat, creating a random nice background like this. You can keep repeating until you're happy with how it looks. For the next step, I did the same thing with the speckled egg ink. I did, by the way, include all the links to all the materials and the tools that I'm going to use today, so you can check them and check the names of the colors that I'm using. Over here, we're done with the first layer. I'm bringing my brush to bring everything together, adding a little bit of spots from speckled egg here and there. It has a lot of white spots in the middle, which I thought is really not matching contrast between the vivid colors and the white spots. To make it all homogeneous, I'm bringing these blending brushes. I have almost a brush for each color, and I just label them with my label maker. I add the colors on the handle of the brush so I know which brush goes with which. I am then blending, lifting some of the ink with the brushes from the ink pad and adding it on the white spots on my background to bring together all the colors and filling a little bit of the white spots so it's all homogeneous together. Next step, I am going to remove my masking tape. Look how beautiful the white framing my art journal page. To also bring all the colors together, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of water, and I'm going to lift some of the inks with piece of a towel that will bring these spots that are formed. You can see them with the ink lifted. They're gonna bring all the colors together. The next step, I'm going to use my stencils. These are the stencil collection that I have from Stamperia, and I'm gonna bring the same colors that I used. Just notice that I added the masking tape again, so I keep my white frame clean. And then I'm going to lift with my blending brush some of the ink from the ink pad, just choosing random, nothing specific, random areas where I want to add my stenciling pattern, using different patterns from different clusters, from different stencils from my collection. I also found this is a beautiful sort of ground creating edge of the stencil. So I'm going to use my speckled egg with the blending brush and creating a couple like the sort of hills at the bottom. I don't know what I'm gonna add on top of it as a focal point. I'm just getting creative and using this beautiful edge of the stencil. With my vintage photo, I did add these beautiful hearts, and this is the final background. Look how beautiful it is. All right, so the next step, we are going to use, these are stamps, also from Stamperia, and I'm going to use some of the vintage photo and ground espresso, and using different stamps from the stamp set. I'm just stamping here and there, nothing specific, until I'm happy with how the background looks. I also found the sort of dots stamp, and again I'm using now the blue, the speckled egg, and also adding some clusters. You can see it. So the stamping also I used blue and brown, same colors from the background. Then using these sheets of cutouts, and I found this beautiful image that I thought I'm gonna add a girl's picture inside it, and all my focal points I would go around the edges with vintage photo and my blending tool, just to make it pop against the background because it's also brown. and I don't want it to blend with the background. I want my focal points to pop. I'm gonna take my time. I blend all the same way with the blending tool and the vintage photo. This is the image of the girl that I really found matching with the frame. It's perfect size and colors. And then I thought I'll give the frame a background, so it's like a photo. And when I actually tried it, I did not like it. I liked the photo more when there was no background and my background that I just created would show from behind. I really like it more. So I decided to do that. Also, I did cut two images from the 8x8 scrapbook pad. It's a camera and a film strip. And I'm going to add them next to my cluster, next to my frame to create a beautiful cluster. I did add foam tape behind the frame and the girl, but behind the film strip and the camera, I'm just adding a scrap of paper to elevate it a little bit so the frame and the girl are elevated more, creating different and variety of dimensions on each cluster, on each focal point, on each image of my cluster. Here I did glue with the foam tape the frame and the girl, and then I added a little bit behind her head so her head is a little bit more raised than her body. And here I'm using my poking tool to lift a little bit of the frame so I can tuck the film strip under, and then the camera even under the film strip. Again, I'm going to glue them. And I found these beautiful two butterflies, different colors. The colors are matching so much with my background, so I decided to use them. Again, I'm edging all around them with my vintage photo and the blending tool. And I'm going to glue them as if they're flying. I'll go back to the butterfly, but let me talk about this. I did print the word create memories using the same font but different sizes, and I did print it on my printer, and then I cut all around it to create my own quote that I wanted to write create memories, as if she's actually taking pictures and creating memories. I didn't find this quote on any of cutouts that I had, so I did print it on my own. And I'm going to tuck the word create under the behind the camera and the word memories glued on the right bottom of the frame. I did add vintage photo all around the edges to make them stand out against the background. Really nice. Look at the dimensions and the different elements. I also thought I want to bring, because there is nothing else pink in the picture other than the camera, I thought I'll bring the pink from the booklet, cutting a little bit of this flower to add on top of the frame. So there is another pink contrasting with the camera. It will add a lot. I really like it. Again, to pop, I am going to blend it with the vintage photo, and then I'm going to glue it coming from behind the frame on top. Okay, going back to the butterflies, I am going to glue them as if they're flying. So I'm just gluing the middle part of them, the center, and leaving the wings free. Look at all the dimensions that we have over here. You can see all the textures we had on the background, the beautiful dimension of the butterflies and the frame. I had so much fun creating this art journal with you guys today. I'll leave you with the photo. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!